All right, in this video, I'll share with you my thoughts about getting tattooed. Given the fact that I'm completely tattooed, if I don't know if you have seen, my whole body is tattooed. Whole body in the sense that, yes, there is spaces, but more or less only my buttocks region and my private parts. I didn't want to make an elephant there. So, so apart from that region, almost everywhere there is some lining or something. So I'm not the most tattooed guy in the world, but I'm fairly tattooed, you could say. And it's not normal. So the question is, what do I think of getting tattooed now that I'm 47 years old? In, the topic actually came when in my WhatsApp groups. There is one Indian guy, I do not know his name, but Indian guy, and well articulated, well to do, means he traveled to New York many times. He traveled to USA, and he not only tattooed his entire body, he tattooed his eyeballs. He tattooed his eyeballs. Huh? By the way, he's young. He's in his 30s. His eyeballs. He got his all his teeth removed, and he put metal teeth. And then he did scarification. Scarification is where you take a hot, either you take a hot iron and you place it so the skin burns, or you get a person to peel off the skin, like you cut a particular design and you peel off the skin. I know, all this is crazy. People go to the extremes. They're called body modification artists. Like, if you type this, be ready to get shocked. There are people who have made holes in their full cheek. They made a hole so their tongue can come out from here. They made holes in their nose. They made holes in their ears. Some people have even made holes. Your leg, your foot, and ankle behind. They've made holes. Oh, it's very dangerous. And if you see the most extreme, some people have even chopped off their fingers. Like, they want to be aliens. If you Google search this, guys want to be aliens. One guy, he has chopped off, I think, two fingers because he wanted to look like a reptile. I know you must be saying, yeah, Loy, you finally met your family members. So that even to me, that is, I, it's too much to the extreme. I mean, how can you eat? Food will come out. Yeah. Anyway, each to his own. I've seen the most tattooed men and women who literally, there are people who have designed their face to look like a reptile, or, in Captain America, you have that red face. One guy got his nose chopped, ears chopped up, cut off, and so people do a lot of weird things. Okay, so I'm not going there, but what I'm telling you is there is no limit, I don't know, to human stupidity, or I would definitely say that is some kind of sickness, because chopping your fingers and all. By the way, it is an actual mental and emotional disorder where people actually amputate. You can Google search this. I don't know the term. People cut off their own limbs because they feel I don't like it. There is one very shocking and graphic case where this person spooned out their own eyes. I know. This must be like, what the hell are you talking? Take it from me. There are people, you thought I was crazy. There are people at that level. There are people who have spooned out, taken out with the spoon their own eyes. Oh. So, yes, we live in a very crazy world. And I would say, if this is the entire spectrum of crazy, this is the starting bit and this is the extreme bit, maybe I'm here. So, I'll confess, the only other thing which I wanted to do, but today I'm kind of glad I didn't do. One is I wanted to tattoo my eyeball when it was a starting trend, but I'm glad I didn't, because the people who got ink into their eyes, in some cases, the ink became swollen, their eyes became swollen. Some of them even became blind. It's a very, very, very dangerous and sensitive process. Nowadays on social media, you can even Google search that. You can see it. It's oof, just imagine putting a needle to someone else's eye. So you really have to be extreme. So one is I wanted to do that. Second one is the tongue split. The two tongues, they move independently. I want to do that. The You'll say, why, Loy? Those days, sex, and I wanted to, get attention. And another last extreme one was those days, because I was a kind of playboy, was actually wondering whether I could put a stud like this one on my small little boy down there. Yeah. So I thought it would be great for sex. And by the way, women who have had sex with guys like that, it seems very enjoyable. That's a different point. But for the guy who gets it, it seems you can't operate that for 6 months to 1 year. So very dangerous. Anyway, I'm taking you off on a tangent, but might as well say all this. So now comes to the part. What do I really think of it at the age of 47? Okay, just give me a second. Okay. See, in my 20s and especially early 30s, okay, that was a time for testosterone is very high and you got muscles, you take steroids. That's the hunting, I don't know whether you call it hunting season for girls or, time to have fun with girls. So every individual is looking to stand out. It's about like brand positioning. You want to position yourself where a female will look at you as like, mating season. Oh, which male do I choose? Oh, he has amazing body. Oh, he has, whatever. The ancient way, the normal biological way is the healthiest, the strongest, the male who dominates the entire pack is the most desirable male because the strongest genetics, the DNA, gets passed on to the females and she produces healthy, strong children. That was prehistoric. But then obviously we move from the industrial age to the information age, whatever. So females realized it's not just big muscles, you have to work. So money does the talking. So females preferred guys with big money. And how do guys show big money? Lamborghinis, big houses, dressing up like, expensive hotshot, blowing money. So that is why even if a guy is ugly to the core, you will see hot females with him. In fact, someone had clicked a photograph from Thailand, Pattaya. I think Pattaya or Walking Street. There was this dark, super dark, I think Madrasi guy. But he was with this female who's taller than him and she was super white. And she must have been Russian or Eastern European or whatever. And she was hot, man. And this guy's black. So. And before you think, hey, Lloyd, what the hell? Just listen. And that guy every finger had a ring, had gold chain. And he was driving this super ass expensive vehicle. I think it was a Hummer or upgraded Hummer or this thing. So obviously she caught the right guy. So yeah, so that is how men position themselves. And then obviously there is a very good job. He's a doctor in USA and all that. So then for people like me, the weird ones, we don't have, me at least in my 30s, I didn't have money from my father to blow. I didn't have a Lamborghini. I didn't have a big house. Forget Lamborghini. I didn't even have a Padmini. You can Google search what is a Padmini. I didn't have, I had muscles, yes, but then I was competing with guys with bigger muscles. So how would I stand out? So the only way was these tattoos. And I found tattoos very cool. It was not just for females. I found it cool. Because I used to always wonder, how does it feel to have a tattoo? Flex the tattoo, show off the tattoo. And I'll tell you, I was so desperate to get a tattoo. I got the first tattoo and the guy asked me, what do you want? I said, just put anything. The guy looked at the Filipino guy, he looked at me like, are you gone mad? Like, seriously. And the first one was like a barbed wire. Please never get that. Got a barbed wire. You see some people have like a, barbed wire kind of thing. The shittiest tattoo is the cheapest tattoo. And even tribal, you can Google search tribal design. Not like The Rock. The Rock has a beautifully sculpted, intricate design. The tribal is just, with, pokey ends like this. That's a tattoo artist would love you if you say that. Why? Because it involves the least effort and he can make easiest money. So never get this thing. So anyway, I was like, just give me any tattoo. He gave me one, and I felt very happy. And he overcharged me because he knew I was an idiot, an Indian idiot who didn't know what he wanted. Made another tattoo. He charged me 4 times more. I was very happy to give. And the first time I got a tattoo, oh, I don't know, this side or this side, I was always showing it like this. Have you noticed females when they get a tattoo here, they'll always show you where the tattoo is. If they get at the back, they'll always show you. If they get a tattoo on the shoulder, they'll always show. Yeah, because you want to show. See, look at my tattoo. See. And even the guys, hey, see, I have. Okay. And please, maybe I'll make a separate video on the tattoos you should not make. Like putting your girlfriend or boyfriend's name is. If you want a video, the tattoos you should never ever get, comment down below. I'll make a separate video. But right off the bat, for now, I'll tell you, never put your boyfriend or girlfriend's name, even your spouse's name, because your spouse can leave you, tattoo will not leave you. That is number one. Second one, please don't put date of births and please don't put, an English speaking guy putting a Chinese or Japanese lettering. Just imagine someone shows you water, 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 fire, FIR. You'll be like, are you an idiot? So don't get, and if they make a spelling mistake in Japanese or Chinese, you'd never know. Some people even they wanted to put something spiritual, but it seems it turned out when you translate dick or something, they wanted what? Spiritual essence, but it came like a dick. Okay. So now coming back to the topic. I know I keep talking. Now at 47, after all the attention, all the girls, I still get attention, by the way. I'm being honest with you. I don't even remember or recollect, or it never even strikes me I have tattoos. Like, for example, when you see me for the first time, they're like, what the fuck? Who the hell is this? Like many Indians say, ye kya hai? Ye kaun hai? Like, people get shocked and surprised and the first time. However, once a few days pass by and you see me again and again, these tattoos vanish. It becomes a part of your personality. And I even had this social experiment with Resonate. You can Google search where one makeup artist removed all my tattoos to show how I am. You can just Google search that. So they had tried it to see how would I look. I ended up looking very ugly, actually. And then there is that Coca-Cola viral ad which went to 750 million views globally. They put us in a dark room and to see how would we interact with each other, what assumptions they would form. They thought I was a college professor with glasses and I was nerdy. But when the lights came on, and by the way, if you see that ad, there is a Muslim mutawa from Saudi or Kuwait who was sitting next to me. When the lights were off, we are eating. We can't see anything. He constantly put his hand. This is not shown in the video. He kept putting his hand saying, you're like my brother, you're this, you're that. When the lights came on, he actually almost fell off his chair. He was like, this is shaitan, this is evil, this is... Oh, okay. So anyway, that is Coca-Cola. Type on YouTube, Coca-Cola, no labels this Ramadan. Means do not label human beings. So now when I think about tattoos, one is I don't notice. The second one is always people ask me this, especially the ones who are anti-tattoo or reserved. Lloyd, do you regret? I have absolutely no regret. Yeah. I mean, I don't even think about it. It's not, not like it affected my career or my dreams or whatever. In fact, I'm kind of glad I got these tattoos because I was able to filter out superficial people who were not comfortable hanging around with me. Even some of my relatives, they kept away from me. People who, there are guys and girls and reserved people, which I don't blame them. They would talk to me, spend time with me, and some girls would even have sex with me, sleep with me. But in public, they would act like, yuck, who would want to be with him? In fact, my previous video where I told you the girl who I loved and wanted to get married, she rejected me because she said, what will society say? Her actual words, what will society say if I married you? What will society tell my child? They'll make fun of my child. They'll make fun of this thing. I want a husband whom I feel proud of, whom everyone says, wow, his husband. I don't blame the girl. I don't blame the girl. If I lived in a formal society or if I lived in a reserved society, maybe they would make fun of my child. I I don't say the girl is wrong. Before I used to say ha 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 because her marriage anyway went to the dogs. But I understand. I empathize. So number one is I don't even realize I have tattoos. Number one. Number two is, by the way, people have asked me, Loy, I'd like to tattoo on you and showcase. I have some regions, like I told you, my butt and all that. The side, they said, I'll put a tattoo there and for free. They're good artists. And then we can show, so I get some clout. I really didn't want to. In fact, the only other tattoo I wanted to get was, Darth Maul. He made his face red. You can Google search. He has red and black. I wanted to look like that. So that's another crazy thing I didn't do. So today, when I look at it, especially in Samui, the place where I stay, there are so many people with tattoos here. So many. In fact, if you'd ask me, I would say maybe every second person you meet has a tattoo. And there is good tattoos, bad tattoos. I've even seen guys, like big guys. One guy is completely till here. His only face is the thing. Full, he's big, he's huge, he's good looking, very big. And he only roams around with his shorts because he wants to show his tattoos to everyone. Massive guy. So he has amazing tattoos. His tattoos were amazing. So he has a good concept design. I have one or two Japanese tattoos. Japanese are very intricate and one of the most expensive I've seen. So when I compare myself to them, I don't stand out. It's like they are hardcore. In fact, I have met people. There's one Thai tattooed guy. He's a celebrity here. He's too extreme. He has gone to jail many times, but he's a superstar kind of rebel. He has a very hot girlfriend or wife or whatever. So even he got in touch with me and he said, "See, Farang is copying me." So, and he has tattoos on his eyebrows and all that. But he's not a coach consultant. He just gets the attention through social media. So, given the fact that I see every second person having a tattoo, obviously I don't stand out. It becomes more like, he's a bunch of them. And sometimes it can even have a slightly bad connotation. The reason being is some of these guys who are tattoos are tourists, so they don't behave properly. So people always have this, oh, foreigner, showing that he's naked, wearing shorts. They literally wear shorts when they go to 7-Eleven and all. Everyone's wearing proper clothes. They're wearing, and they're trying to show their tattoos or their curves and all that. So, and some smell. I don't know why. They think they want to be with nature. So it kind of gives a bad impression. But for me, in my area where everyone knows me, now they know that I'm a nice guy, don't smoke, don't drink. I'm not a tourist, I'm a resident. But yes, it does bring shock to people who see me first time. And especially when admission of my baby to her school, the teacher was like, oh, this is a papa. So, and then, obviously because my wife speaks Thai, she tells her, they get shocked. Oh, he's Indian? What? He's Indian. Then the second thing is, he doesn't smoke, he doesn't drink, is very gentle, he's a YouTuber. She tells them all these things. And then they're like, oh, wow, he's different. He's not. And you'd not believe, sometimes I even get, there are these disciplinarian, like they want to check whether the child is abused at home. Child welfare, yeah, child welfare. They ask secretly, does he abuse you? Does he shout? Does he hit you? So when my wife tells him he's very gentle, he's just strict about studying, and they're like, wow, he's very different. Okay, anyway, I'm complimenting myself. Forget all that. So, no regrets. The only wish, if I could go back in time, is I wish I had a better design. I wish I'd spent more money and got a much better look. That is something that always gets to me. Like, shit. Like, some of the sides, you can see the sides, right? I'm not very happy with the design, but thankfully, I'm lucky. This came out perfect. Okay, the Spider Man kind of look. Okay. I'm telling you, I've seen people have numbers and X and cross. Some people even put the face of their kid over here. What the hell are you doing? Yeah, come on, man. Some people, really, you can go online and check the worst facial tattoos. One guy put pussy eater on his lips. How do you survive in society? And then there are these females, they have actually put a tattoo of a penis, like I'm a cum girl. Come on, man. So luckily, I didn't do all these things. So yeah, um, I don't have regrets. I'm not interested to get more. People also ask me, would you encourage your daughter? Absolutely not. The reason being is, what is the purpose? Like, why are you trying to get a tattoo? Attention, right? You want attention. You want people to look at you. You want to make a statement. I'm a rebel. Look, I'm different. Because there's no religion, there is no custom, there is no tradition, there is no culture. Apart from the Maori, they do it for spiritual reasons. Like, for anyone to show a tattoo. Well, like, what function does it serve? So, given the fact that uh, I'm, you could say, slightly mellowed down and mature, I ask all these questions. So, I don't see why my daughter, why would she want one? But if she's insisting, if she's really insisting, like I've told you before, I would tell her, get a temporary sticker tattoo. And the reason for it is, after some time, if you don't like, you can change. You can put a new one. You can put color. And there are some really good quality uh, temporary tattoos she can put. But if she were to insist like hardcore, given our generation that sometimes if you say no, they actually go get it done and then you can't kick them out. I'm not a father like that. If she was hardcore insistent and all that, I would just tell her, say, listen, get it at least after the age of 18. Okay? If hardcore. But if you ask me, the actual age you should get is after 40. Like Sylvester Stallone, I think, got it after the age of 50 or 60 or whatever. He even put his wife's photo and then replaced it with his dog when they had a problem. Actual story, Google search. So, um, yeah, so 40 is the age you should get. But if you're desperate, get it at 35. But if you're really crazy, can't control, get it not lesser than 30. Because you'll not know what you want, man. You change. People change with time. And people think, oh, I got the tattoo. I know what I want. Trust me, you do not know what you want. And as you get older, your body physically changes. So if you got a tattoo that looks very nice on a very smooth skin, depending on your DNA and biological makeup, when your body shrinks or becomes big, the tattoo will look different. Okay. Lucky for me, I put horror. I put a horror theme. So it was looking horror before, horrific, but nice. And it looks still the same. So I remember I was 125 kilo. I came down to even 57 kilo. Still the tattoos didn't look horribly ugly. But however, if I had put, let's say, a beautiful girl's face on the extended bloated area of my stomach, so when it would shrink, obviously, it would not look good. And yeah, people always ask me, Loy, after you get old and your skin is wrinkly and ugly, how will you look? Baba, when you're old, When your skin is wrinkly, you'll look ugly. I'll also look ugly, right? I mean, why are you worried? How do I look when I'm 80, 90, 100? Do you think we are bothered about our looks? Are you bothered how you look when you're 90? What stupid questions. Yeah, it will not look like amazing and all that, but it's a story. And by the way, you can even Google search this old people with tattoos. It still doesn't look that bad. Seriously, unless you were 500 kilos and you lost all the weight, then your skin sags. This also Google search. If you're 500, say 100 or 200 and 300 kilos of full fat, they're so big. And when they lose, the skin hangs. It is actually like putting, atta, like flour, when you're going to cook. And if you were to put layers and layers of wet uh, flour on your body, how it'll hang and fall down. It actually looks like horrible. So for me, luckily, I don't have loose skin that area, only near my buttock region. But because I used to do heavy lifting, I had nice, buns. Now it's all skin. So yeah, I no regrets, man. So like I told you, if you were to ask me advice, should you get a tattoo? I would definitely ask you first, what is your age? Then I'd ask you, what is the reason you're getting it? Why do you want to get it? What is the design? Where will you get it? Because remember, in some cases, your career chances or your career path can be completely destroyed. And if you're Muslim, if you're an Arab, if you're a Pakistani, if you're from a reserved society, please don't get it. I'm telling you honestly, from my heart, please don't get it. It's not worth, because maybe you'll do it to make a loud statement. The price to pay will be sometimes too hard to bear. Seriously. I've even had clients who paid me money. Pakistani guy, he got a tattoo of this girl's name on his forearm, whatever, to show his love for a Muslim. And when she found out, she broke off the engagement. And then he actually had to, get with hot iron, get the skin branded, completely destroyed his body. And only then she considered him. So please don't get it. And in many cases, it's not just the relationship, um, your promotion, your corporate this thing. Like if you're in the airline or banking industry in most countries, they will not accept you, especially if it's a visible tattoo. In the airlines, never, never. Unless you're Virgin and Atlantic, others normal, this thing they will not allow. And in many countries, they explicitly state on the vacancy, if you have tattoos or any body modifications, you cannot apply here. So my advice to you guys, please don't get it unless you speak to someone. And if you're determined and you don't want to listen to anybody, the only request I would have is then don't be a cheap Charlie. Don't negotiate with the tattoo artist, because a tattoo artist, if you negotiate, he will do a bad job. He will use cheap ink. He will try a shortcut, and you will be left with a permanent mark without even knowing did he put his best. So keep a tattoo artist happy. Make sure he doesn't smoke or drink or whatever. Get it done with a professional and pay money, because it's going to be on your body forever. But like I told you, speak to someone who already has a tattoo, with someone with maturity and common sense. But if you ask me, I would always ask person's age. What do you do? Why do you want to get it? What are your future plans? Sensible questions. And honestly, I would discourage people, if possible. I would discourage people. I've even got parents who had their children talk to me, and I managed to kind of convince them. So, yeah. So, if you have any questions related to my tattoos and ink, which you feel I've not answered, feel free to comment down below. And no, I don't want my daughter to get any tattoos, but after she grows up, when she earns her own money, go do whatever the hell you want. And if she's insisting, then yes, I will be with her just to make sure, you know. But then again, remember, as a father, I'll make sure that I convince her, and I think I'm good at convincing. My wife doesn't need any tattoo. She asked me, should I get a tattoo to prove my love for you? I said, don't get it at all. You're perfect. So, So anyway, yeah, let me know your thoughts, man. Let me know your thoughts. Feel free, comment down below, and yeah, understand this much that you'll always be judged. You'll always be judged. If you're a woman, you'll not have a very good opinion. You'll be looked upon as a rebel, as someone who sleeps around, someone who's loose character. And if you're a guy, they'll just look at the guy doesn't have maturity, doesn't have his head on his shoulders, or is just hippie. So always think before getting it. Anyway, good, bad, ugly, feel free, comment down below. Just thought I'd have this conversation with you. And if you have any questions related to tattoos, like comment down below. I'll make a questions, maybe FAQ kind of thing, and I'll make a separate video on this. All right. You guys take care. This is me signing off.